Are you coming back to school with me? We could have done it all so easily.
Hi, my name is Craig Thompson Wood. I'm your host on Teaching with Board Games. I'm here today with a video about something which actually just sort of happened organically. It wasn't even a video I was planning on doing right away, but when I saw it happening, I thought this is a good opportunity for something here that maybe I should start recording and see what comes out of it. And what actually was there was a lot of great stuff that I thought I would like to share with you. So obviously, if you've seen the title of this video and you're watching it now, it's about my kindergarten play because my granddaughter Tiffany, who's going to be attending kindergarten in September, was over and wanted to play some board games with me. Now, when she plays board games, she doesn't play board games by the rules. She just does her own thing with them, and that's kind of the thing I want to get at here with kindergarten play of board games. It's just that the concept of free play. Now, admittedly, my experience in kindergarten and my knowledge of the kindergarten curriculum are both very limited things, but I do understand enough to know that the concept of free play, where kids are allowed to explore and do things with the materials that they have available to them in whatever way they seem to want to explore and learn from it. And then the teachers or the parents are to encourage and to help stimulate and maybe see what kinds of things that they're doing with those things. Pull the assessments out of the play that they are doing. And as you watch through this video, especially if you're a kindergarten teacher, I'm sure that you'll start to see and recognize so many skills that my young granddaughter Tiffany is demonstrating through the play of this video. Her recognition of patterns, her speech, her socialization, her lack of socialization, her hand-to-eye coordination, color matching, all kinds of different things are happening here. So without any further introduction from me, let's get right to the video and watch Tiffany doing her free play of board games. What's this game called?
Sheep.
Sheep. Does it have a sheep on the box? This is the sheep game. Tiffany likes the sheep game. And out of the games of mine I have, this is one I will...
Papa, stop. Tina up there. You go over there, Tina.
This is one I allow her to play. There's pieces in it. There's not a lot of pieces, not a lot of small pieces. These cardboard tiles in here are like really sturdy. So I'm not worried about her bending cards or, I think the only thing she could possibly do would be these castles, but they're still pretty sturdy. So just as important as playing, there's a lot of things you can do with a game like this too. The numbers. She likes to do things like she matches, so she'll match landform to landform, so she'll match blue to blue. So just we'll let her play and we'll see what she does here.
Yeah, me too. Here's the seven. The top. The center. Very good. And top.
But of course, even with the sturdiness of the pieces, this isn't a game I would let her play by herself. But that again enhances the experience for her because it's that connection we have. She knows when she comes over to visit Papa, there's we're going to come down and she can ask to play games and we can play games. So I'm creating that environment where she knows when she comes over, this is something we do and it becomes an enjoyable experience together. And maybe sometime down the road, there's going to be, she'll grow up and she'll remember playing games and she'll continue to give us a fun experience. So we'll play some other games. We'll play the games properly by the rules and continue to grow and develop. This is developing this lifelong learner by making her a lover of board games at a young age is one of the things that I'm really striving for in playing this game with her here and now. I mean, this is for her, this is what she wants to do. She's having fun with this, and I enjoy spending the time with her. But as I say, I think the benefits of it will pay off in the future as well for all great things she'll get from playing games like this.
See, I saw you at the wrong bed. SpongeBob bed's so lazy.
Is that her bed?
SpongeBob bed.
SpongeBob's bed. Is that SpongeBob?
Shower, SpongeBob.
That's a shower. So you see how this is something she's just done herself. I didn't force this one. She just decided this is how she wanted to play with it. So I think that's important. Is don't try to enforce your will upon the game. As such, to then force which game she was playing. I mean, again, like I said, I would be conscientious of which games I would not allow her to play. And I mean, this game is not really that expensive. And the pieces are sturdy, so for those reasons, I'm thinking this is a good one. It just so happened to be the one she chose. I want to create the environment here of something where she feels welcome and happy to come down and feels open to playing these games, because this is, as I said, something that I want her and I to develop this relationship of where she knows that when she comes to Papa's house, we can play games together. So rather than just trying to force her to name numbers or do things like that, which I've tried in the past, it doesn't always work with this one. She has very much a will of her own. This is something she came up with on her own, and it took me a little while to realize when she was putting them all down in a row. The first time that I started doing it, is that she was actually creating a design based on matching patterns of things. She doesn't want me to touch. Watch me, I'm trying to touch something here. Push me away. What if I touch that way? I'm not allowed to touch it. So this is her creation, her solo. So she'll do what she wants to do. She's a very strong-willed child, which I love about her. So this little one will be starting kindergarten in September.
Nothing in kindergarten.
You will be going to kindergarten.
Yeah.
And one thing they talk about in kindergarten is the importance of free play. And in free play, the kids are just allowed to play without worrying about things like rules. So normally things like board games aren't considered as good as things which would have opportunities like dolls and coloring books and things which can be done. Board games normally have structures and rules and things. Put it together. I'll put it together, yes. Yes, so cleanup is not her strong suit. So I will help her with that part. But the idea of the free play is that she can just do whatever she wants. And that's again like what she's doing with this game. I'm not enforcing the rules of the game and how it should be played. And I think that any game that you have that you feel comfortable letting the kids play with without worrying about the rules of the game or whatever. And this is a game, again, games like Tiny Polka Dot are especially good because kids like that game for the visuals in it and don't necessarily have to ascribe to a particular set of rules, even though there are many sets of rules for Tiny Polka Dot. There's in the base game alone, there's like 16 games in there that they thought of, and there's more than I'm sure other people could think of too. But the idea being that sometimes kids just want to match the colors and match the pictures or just play with it in their own way, just enjoy the numbers and the things in their own way. And that's what I'm striving for like this. It's just allowing her time to explore, have fun, without rules, limitations. Quiet! Oh, like I said, willful. And now, more games. So now she's chosen a game called Zimbos, which I have reviewed on my channel. This is Zimbos, and actually has a little hole in the box here to make it look like a circus tent. So Zimbos, and this one has these wooden elephants and bears and things, and she likes to just play with them and stack them. She also likes the animal on animal. Now the nice thing about both these is that they have those sturdy wooden pieces. These are definitely games made for the younger kids, and so that's why I put these out as suggestions to her. But today she requested the sheep game, the King Domino, what she calls the sheep game. So while she plays with those, we have a separate little game that we play together where Papa sees if he can stack the animals. So I'll take one of the animals and I'll see if I can stack them before she realizes. When she realizes she's going to want to throw something at them and knock them over. So let's do one. I'll stack. There we go. There's the monkeys. The snakes are easy. These are the snakes. She's got one sheep, so we'll shoot them inside for now. I'm not allowed to build these. Oh, poor Papa. And just to reiterate, as I said in the video, there are certainly games that I would not let her play. There's games which either have too many small pieces, or cards which I would be worried about her bending, or just things that just maybe miniatures that I painted or something. I wouldn't feel comfortable with her playing with those. But King Domino was one she selected on her own, and I thought, sure, why not? I know that the pieces are very sturdy. There's not a lot of small things to lose. It seemed a good choice. So it was a happy coincidence that she just chose that game because of the sheep. And it was one that I thought, sure. So I didn't have to say no to her in that case. But I will. I honestly will. So in looking back on that video, as I say, you can see a lot of the different skills that Tiffany was demonstrating through her play. Even in my rewatching of the video, as I was doing the editing and things, I was starting to pick up on more things than I was picking up at the time of the play, because I guess I was involved in what she was doing. Definitely one thing I'm noticing, though, that as I think about her going to kindergarten, is that whole idea of where I was building and then she and I have this game where I see how much I can build before she knocks it down, is definitely something that I'm going to have to be talking to her about and discouraging now, because, I mean, this is a game that she and I play together, and that's fine, but understanding that that's certainly not going to be acceptable social behavior in the kindergarten class, and if she's doing that to her friends in kindergarten, then she's not going to be, she's going to be getting a lot of trouble for that. So, and also going to be making a lot of people upset with her. So I definitely want to discourage that kind of behavior now. So it's one of those things too, where as she's learning, I also need to look at and thinking about her future, where do I need to help her to understand things now? And again, one of those things in the reflection of watching the video, whereas in the time, to me, it was funny. In looking back on it now and realizing that, thinking about her future, that maybe there's something that we need to have a chat about. So, learning for both of us. All right, let me take you to my final thoughts. So that's going to be it for today's episode. If you have any questions about any of the games you saw today, or if you have any questions about games which you know of, which you may want to inquire as to whether or not they may be appropriate for kindergarten classes, please leave me that message in the comment section below. Also, leave me that message down below if you have any ideas for games or things that you might include in a kindergarten class, besides the obvious ones of, like, the blocks and the things that are already there, but the other games or materials that you have that would be included. With the bad audio, it was hard to hear, but I did mention the game Tiny Polka Dot, and I'll put a picture just above me right now. Tiny Polka Dot is certainly a great game for kindergarten age kids. It's one that at my school was bought, one copy of the game was bought for every kindergarten classroom. It's one that just, it's made with that age range in mind. Nice sturdy cards, different colors, so many different skills you could be picking up on that. And please watch my video about that one too, to get more information about that game. Idea here is not so much to be playing games with the idea of following rules, which could be good, but also in terms of the free play, sometimes just having those materials and the things available for the kids to play with in their own way, and discovering and learning through that. And it can be a wonderful experience and a great lead into making them more amiable to board games and wanting to learn board games and play them more as they get older, as they remember the fond feelings of playing board games with you or with their parents or whomever. It will help them to become those lifelong learners, as all board gamers are, if they if they learn at a young age to love those board games. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today. Until next time, I'm Craig Thompson Wood, your host on Teaching with Board Games, saying thanks for coming to the classroom.
Are you coming? coming back to school with me. We could have done it all